I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty. Yeah!
All right, Alfred Talaferro, Mr. Talaferro TV. Soulja Boy is mad because Quavo opted not to kick it with him in Los Angeles. This what you upset about, Soulja Boy? You mad because Quavo won't kick it with you because Quavo's showing loyalty to Lil Yachty, other people? Come on, Soulja Boy. You cannot be serious. Now, to give Soulja Boy credit, do you remember that Versace record that the Migos had? Maybe the Versace record is the one that put the Migos really on the scene when Drake hopped on the remix, and then it was all the way up from there. Soulja Boy really did give them that beat. If I don't know if you remember this correctly, but Soulja Boy had a record called OMG Part 2. Go Google it. You'll find the record. Soulja Boy did allow the Migos to use that beat. I believe Zaytoven might have made that beat. Soulja Boy did allow them to use that beat. So Soulja Boy does have a little say when he says, I'm not going to say he can say he made the Migos. Definitely not that. The Migos got a style, a flow, all that. But when he says, I helped contribute to the Migos' success, and when he gets to saying, I introduced you to him, I introduced you to him, I don't know about all that because the Migos would have definitely found success without Soulja Boy. But Soulja Boy does have a stake in this thing now. He did give that Versace beat to the Migos. Let's keep that in perspective. But Soulja Boy, you mad because Quavo don't want to kick it with you, bro? Soulja Boy, you're going to enter a very, very, very weird area. You're not from Atlanta. I don't know who has told you that, but you are not from Atlanta. You don't represent the streets of Atlanta. And Soulja Boy, you use the word bitch, you use the word beef, and you use the words and the term you ain't from Atlanta too loosely. You're not from Atlanta. You ain't welcome in Atlanta. You can't tell nobody you ain't from Atlanta. You not from Atlanta. Go Google where Soulja Boy is from and tell me what you see. He closer to me than he is Atlanta. He closer to where I'm from than Atlanta. Go Google where and tell you where you from. You'll see why I said that. I ain't gonna even tell you. I want y'all to go Google it for yourself. You not from Atlanta, bro. You need to stay out in Cali. You talking all this shit, but everybody that talks that every source that I've talked to tells me that you spend most of your time out in Cali rather than in Atlanta. Brother, my brother, you are going to get hurt out here in these streets because what you're doing is really, really putting yourself in a bad space where nobody wants to rock with you, homie. You kick it with Sean Kingston, that's cool. He lame too. He garbage too. Nobody rock with him either. All right? You're going to be in a very lost world, brother, where nobody wants to rock with you. You just put Rich the Kid in a very peculiar situation, all right? You some Rich the Kid, shout out to Rich the Kid, somebody I've interviewed in the past. Rich the Kid supposedly had a mixtape coming out with Soulja Boy. Did that even drop? I don't know. Soulja Boy is still irrelevant musically. Anyways, you're going to put Rich in a very bad space because I'm telling you, he will pick the Migos every damn time. Listen, when you're in a beef with two people that you know just from a business standpoint, maybe Rich knows the Migos a little bit more personal than that. When you in two people that you got a business relationships with, you pick the person that's more successful and more popping. Migos, Soulja Boy. Migos, Soulja Boy. I'm going to pick the Migos 9.99 times out of 10. I cannot believe this beef stems from Quavo not wanting to kick it with you, bro. That's what you upset about? Soulja Boy, you have no jurisdiction to kick anybody out of any city, my brother. Especially cities you ain't from. Honestly, you can't tie yourself to any city. It's Soulja Boy. Leave it alone. You're going to get seriously hurt. Ladies and gentlemen, this beef stems from Quavo not deciding to kick it with Soulja Boy, and take it a step further. Soulja Boy, when he says he made the Migos and all that, that stems from the Versace beat And the fact that the Migos really did used to kick it at the house of Soulja Boy and get music from him, get beats from him, that's real. Soulja Boy, the sad thing about Soulja Boy is he be stating some facts in the midst of everything he be saying, but because it's so much ignorance, he got the Draco in his hand, he trying to drag the gun out of his other hand. You miss the message in what he's saying. When he be like, I introduced you to Travis Scott, I introduced you to him in that one. He's really probably saying some real stuff. Soulja Boy did introduce a lot of people to a lot of people, and he did kind of navigate a lot of people's careers. But because you're so ignorant, sir, nobody can take you serious. Alfred Telefetto, Mr. Telefetto TV. Thank you for the time, love, and support. Salute. I'm out.